Hello, my Quilty friends. How is everyone this evening? I hope everyone is doing well. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who watched my video last night where I was just pouring my heart out, how I felt about embarking on this YouTube journey. The response and the love that you guys have shown me has warmed my heart. I mean, you people are the ones who make all of this worthwhile, the stress that I put myself under, and you're so understanding. I'm actually almost ready to cry because of such heartfelt sincerity and love that I felt from each and every one of you. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you so much. I know it's been a little while since I posted, and I carried on and finished some projects without you guys because I was so overwhelmed, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I try to be the same person that you see me here on YouTube is the same person that I am in real life. I'm a mess. I'm just going to tell y'all I am a hot mess. And I can cuss like a sailor when it's necessary. I try not to do that very often. I do have I feel that I'm a very outgoing person. I work in the aviation industry, so I work with mostly guys. There's very few of us women I feel in that industry. So, you know, I work around guys all day, and that tends to rub off for the good or the bad. I'm not sure which. So, Lauren tagged me, Lauren with Sweet Home Sewing. Lauren, I think I got your channel right. Did I get it right? If you haven't heard of Lauren, please go check out her channel. I'll figure out how to link it below in the description for you guys. Please go check her channel out. I love Lauren. She is genuine. I mean, if you're looking for a genuine person to watch and somebody who keeps it real, Lauren, she's like me. I think she is like me. What you see is what you get. And I love watching her channel, and I do tune in, and I do watch you a lot, Lauren. I do it a lot when I'm at work. While I'm working, I might not actually watch your video, but I'm listening to you. And if you hear the cat meowing, that's Pepper. She is very vocal. She's our new rescue kitty. And the tip tapping it around is Bella Boo. Bella is out here looking at the cat like she has lost her ever loving mind. So Lauren tagged me in this little fun thing that she was tagged in. It's about where you answer 10 questions. Actually, there's 12 of these questions. I'm not going to add anything to this, and I have no idea who I'm going to tag to keep this going along. And it helps you learn a little about me and my hobby and quilting. And I'm sorry, I keep fiddling with my glasses. These are brand new glasses, and I swear I can't see. But I'm still tweaking them to get them adjusted to the right thing. They keep wanting to slide down, and I don't think I can tighten them anymore behind the ears without them killing my ears. So I don't know. We may have to do just a teensy bit more. We'll see. Brand new glasses. Y'all who wear glasses, you know exactly what I'm going through. Those of you who don't wear glasses, you're the best, because these things can be so annoying, and I'm not a candidate for those things that you put in your eyes. Contacts. There we go. So I have these questions that I'm going to answer, and I'm sure there's a name for this. I didn't look it up before I started. So here we go. So question number 1, what is my favorite color? I would say pink is probably my favorite color. I wear a lot of black. I do wear it to work because I work, that's my husband coming in, so just ignore him. So I do wear a lot of black, but pink I would say is my favorite color. I love pink. It's just it's a color of love, isn't it? And I feel that love is the most powerful energy in the universe. Love can overcome everything. It can overcome almost any obstacle. And gratitude, to me, love and gratitude work hand in hand together, and you have to have both of those. Practice both of those. So my favorite color I would say is pink. But I really like all colors, and I've noticed that as I'm going through my stash and, you know, I'm putting things up, that blue happens to be another color that I like a lot. And pink. I have lots of blues and lots of pinks. So those two, but pink is my number one color. And the second question is, what is my favorite fabric designer? Spit that out in a second. I like Lori Holt. I love anything Lori Holt, but I also like Sherry and Chelsea. I love the quilt-along, the sew-along that I did for the Moonbeams quilt-along. The strawberry lemonade fabric is to die for. But I have also Fig Tree. I love Fig Tree. I love their beautiful, beautiful fabrics. And I have to say I've become a really huge fan of Fig Tree. I'm expecting my daughter to come by and make sure. No, she didn't pull it in. So I'm a huge fan of Fig Tree. So those would probably be my favorite designers, but I'm maybe a fabric connoisseur of any kind of fabric. I don't care where it comes from. It can come from Hobby Lobby, Joann's. I don't care. So I love fabric. I even have been known to go to the thrift store and buy dresses and shirts and things of that nature and cut those puppies up and put them into a project. I've done that, especially when it comes to my slow stitching. I do love to slow stitch, and I really need to get back to our Heart Whispers journal that we were doing. I'm so far behind now, there's just no way I can catch up. But we could still continue on, took a break. All right. Question number 3. Do I snack while I sew? Absolutely, yes I do. And what do I snack on while I sew? Chocolate. Me and my mom have this thing about 10:30 every day. We have our chocolate break. We don't have it together because obviously I'm at work and she's here at home. But me and her have a chocolate break every day, and I eat 2 of the little Hershey's miniature things. I have 2 pieces. I like to have those every day. So yes, I do snack while I sew, and it is chocolate. And if it's not the little Hershey's miniatures, it is M&M's. M&M's, like a couple tablespoons. I really try to limit myself because I will go crazy with that stuff because I love junk food. I don't care what kind of junk food it is. I love potato chips. I love crackers like Cheez-Its, those kinds of things. Oh, there's Pepper. There's Pep. And so yes, those are my favorite. So yes, I do snack. And question number 4, what is my favorite quilt block? My favorite quilt block is the Sawtooth Star. And I'm sure y'all know what that is. But that is my most favorite quilt block. I love it because it has flying geese in it. I love flying geese, so I have more than, I guess, one favorite block. I love flying geese, and now that I have figured out the half square triangles, and I can do them most of the time accurately, has half square, you can do it with half square triangles. It doesn't have to be flying geese. So I'm trying not to put Pepper's booty in the camera. So that is my favorite quilt block. I love the Sawtooth Star. And when next year when we start making quilts that I design, you're gonna hate me because there's probably gonna be a lot of Sawtooth Stars in my quilts because it's my favorite. Okay, girlfriends, you got to go down. Down you go. All right. Okay, so number 5, what is my preferred fabric cut? So I like pre-cuts. I do, but I hate the pinked edges because for manufacturer to manufacturer, those pinked edges sometimes won't line up. If you're using 2 different, like if you're using a Riley Blake fabric and a Moda fabric together, sometimes those pinked edges, the peaks will be higher on one or low, and lower on the other. They don't line up quite right, and you think, oh gosh, they cut these fabrics crooked. No, they didn't cut them crooked. It's just a difference in the manufacturing process. So I love pre-cuts. I love layer cakes, and I love jelly rolls. I have a ton of charms. I've graduated into the fat quarters though, because you get more fabric for your money in a fat quarter. So I'm building my stash of fat quarters, and I'm slowly getting away from the layer cakes and the charm packs and the jelly rolls and honey buns. I don't do a lot with honey buns. The only honey buns I've ever got come in my Soul Sampler box. So, which I had canceled that subscription for a little bit, but I think I'm going to take it back out because I really enjoyed it and I got some neat stuff in it. Anyway, I'm totally getting off subject. Y'all, I squirrel a lot. So, I would say that I'm gravitating more towards fat quarters, and those would be my preferred pre-cut. Okay, so number 6, what quilter personality would you like to meet? So I really thought about this. So back several years ago, there used to be a show called Sewing with Nancy Zeman. She has since passed away. She had cancer. I loved that show, and I watched it every time it came on. If I could remember when it came on, or if they changed the schedule or whatever, I couldn't find it. So I loved Nancy Zeman, and I would have loved to have met her. And she did quilting, she did garment sewing, she did all kinds of projects, and I've made several of the things that she did on her show. So, I know I can't meet her now because she's passed away, and I feel that we've lost a great resource there with her. I would love to meet in person Kate from The Last Homely House. And if you watch some of my older videos, you've seen me mention her, and I've even, I think, linked to her channel. I would love to meet Kate. I love her personality. I love Kate. And I follow both of her channels. She has a garden channel and The Last Homely House channel. And you will have to watch her channel to figure out why she calls it The Last Homely House. And you'll have to watch from the beginning. So I can't remember how many episodes in. I watched all of her videos. So I would really like to meet Kate. And of course, I think I'd like to meet Lori Holt. And I would like to meet Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop. I would love to spend a week with Kimberly at the Fat Quarter Shop, so she could teach me some of her tips and tricks for cutting and pressing and how she assembles things together, because she sews like a demon. Have you ever watched her sew? It's woof and it's done, So I would love to meet her in person too. And I would love to go to Missouri Star Quilt Company and meet Jenny and Natalie and Misty. I watched them too, so yes. And we can't forget Angela Walters either. I think that's her last name. With Quilting is My Therapy. Did I get her name right? I hope I got her name right. So she is having a free Mosin quilt challenge coming up. And I'm really thinking about partaking in that challenge because I purchased a Moxie and a loft frame over here. And pardon my arms, they jiggly. So, and I'm really good at stippling. I'm like the stipple queen, and that's usually all I do on my quilts is stippling. But I'd like to branch out and learn how to do some other stuff. So anyway, there's some people and who I'd like to meet. Okay, so question number 7. Where do I store fabrics? So, you can't see in this video, but I can grab one. My husband built me these shelving units out here in my sewing room, and they're from floor to ceiling, and I store all of my fabrics, not all of them, most of them. They're stored in plastic bins, the ones that I have in the floor because the shelves are all full. So I have some up under my desk over here that are in plastic bins with a lid on them because they're in the floor. I do have one dog and 2 cats, and I don't care how much I clean, that stinking hair gets everywhere. But anyway, they don't bother my fabric. But I store all of my fabric, in these bins. Can y'all see this? In these bins. And they're labeled. This is the brown. This is one of the brown bins, and it has brown fabric down in here. And this is mostly yardage that is in here. Over in the other, I have one on this side and one on that side. And the one on that side has more of the pre-cuts in it. They're stored in these as well. And I don't find that the dog hair or the cat hair really gets down in that. So that's how I store my fabric, is in plastic bins with lids if it's at the floor. And if it's up higher, it's in those bins over there. That's how I store my fabric. Okay, question number 8. How long have I been sewing or quilting? I have been sewing since I was a teenager. And I'm going to tell y'all how old I am. I'm 54 years old. So I've been sewing since home ec. Back when I was a teenager, it was mandatory that you take home ec. So I learned, and I remember my skirt. I made a skirt in home ec, and I have been sewing since I was a teenager. I have been quilting since I was in my early 20s. So for 30 years. So I have been quilting for 30 years. Do I learn something new every day? Absolutely. I learn something new every day, and I learn something new from everyone that I watch and everyone that I follow, because you know what? We never stop growing, ever. We never, ever stop growing and learning. Okay, so question number 9. Do I prefer my seams open to one side or press them to one side, or why? Depends on the quilt pattern. If there are a ton of seams in a quilt pattern, I'm pressing them puppies open. And actually, I am migrating more and more to pressing my seams open. For one, my block lays flatter, and I find that I can match my seams up more accurately with pressing my seams open. I've never had a problem with any of my quilts with pressing the seams open, and I've been doing that for a couple of years now. I do press side to side, like if I'm making a 4-patch. That's simple. I press to the side for a simple 4-patch. That's no big deal. Anything bigger than that, or anything with more seams than that, I'm pressing them puppies open, because when I long arm my quilts, that stitching is holding all of that together, and any stress that's going to be placed on those seams, it's not there because it's the quilting. Anyway, I like to press my seams open. Y'all, I got to go check dinner. I'm going to pause the camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I think dinner is done. I made this recipe I found on Pinterest. I was going to make homemade pizza tonight. See how I digress? I really do, y'all. I squirrel. So I was going to make homemade pizza tonight, but I was going to make crust and all, but the stupid crust has to rise for like an hour. So I found this recipe called Bubble Up Pizza. It's canned biscuits, cheese, pepperoni. I'm using pepperoni. You can put anything that you want on it. My husband just loves pepperoni pizza. And canned biscuits, cheese, pizza sauce, and pepperonis. Bada bing, bada boom. You got a pizza. Oh, and it smells scrumptious, just so y'all know. Okay, so we are to question number 10. What is the most used notion in my sewing room, not counting a seam ripper? My most used notion. I mean, we all use our scissors and we use our rotary cutters. So what would be my most used notion? I'm not sure. I'm thinking here. I mean, like the obvious things, your rotary cutter. I tell you, I got a new rotary cutter. It's a Martelli. If you've never seen this, let me show you. Watch out, Bubba. This is a Martelli rotary cutter. Can y'all see this? It has the handle there, and it has a blade guard right there. You flip it. And mine's dirty because it gets all kinds of lint up in there. I love this thing. I absolutely, using a regular traditional rotary cutter, I was having problems with my wrists. I mean, that exerts a lot of pressure on your wrist. This right here, you hold like this. Let me get it held. You put your thumb, there's a little place right here for your thumb, and your finger goes over here. There's a guard that goes all the way down, protects you from the blade, and then you cut. This has been a game changer. So I'm going to have to say, even though this is obvious, that this has been a game changer for me. Game changer. And the pressure, like, you know, sometimes if you're like me and you try to get as much wear as you can out of your blade, you're going to wait till that thing starts leaving threads before you change the blade. And, you know, you're pushing hard. This takes all that pressure off your hands and your wrists. So I would have to say that my rotary cutter, oh, another thing. Let me show you something else. Hold on. This video is going to end up being 30 minutes long. This is something else. And I don't know whether you call it a notion or not. Would you call it a notion? This is my pressing block. My husband made me this pressing block. It's made out of oak. It's hardwood. And it's a 12 by 12 square, which is what I specifically asked for. And I use that thing every time I sew. I love, love, love that. So there we go. Hopefully I covered that. All right, so let me flip this up. I did write these down. So number 11, do I listen to music? No, I'm not a big music person. I mean, I like classical music or calming music without words. I don't want to listen. I listen to people jibber jabber all day long at work. I'm on the phone. I have people in and out of my office. I have the managers that I support. I'm running and talking to people. I listen to jibber jabber all day. So when I get home, I don't want to talk on the phone. I do watch TV. You know, that's different. So, but no, I don't listen to music. I don't listen to like the radio or anything like that. If I put on music, I put on YouTube and I'll find like rain or forest sounds or something like that. But what I almost always have going is an audiobook. And I know that's jibber jabber and makes no sense whatsoever, but I can get lost in a book. I can get lost in an audiobook or reading a book, and I get so swept up in that book. And I do. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and if I'm not listening to an audiobook, I got one of you guys playing up on my TV. I have a TV out here, so I'll turn on, say I'm listening to Lauren or Arkansas Gals. I'll just put them up on the screen, and I'll let video after video play. And I know that's jibber jabber too. I'm just not a music person. I'm not a radio person. Commercials drive me insane. So no, I do not listen to music, but I listen to other things. Jibber jabber. So there we go. Okay, question number 12. What is your go-to favorite quilt pattern? That's a hard one because I don't know that I actually have a favorite quilt pattern that I go to time after time after time. I've made all different kinds of quilts as long as I've been quilting. I wanted to say my quilting career, but it's not a career, it's a hobby. So, I don't know that I have a favorite pattern. I mean, I do, like, I love the log cabin, which we're fixing to start one of those, I think, because I have like a crap ton of jelly rolls. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, I love simple. How about I love simple patterns? I love like a log cabin. I know we're doing a rail fence. We're fixing to start a rail fence. I know that for sure. Oh, and I have a handy dandy planner now. So maybe that'll help me plan out what I'm doing and all that good stuff. Starts next month. I'm really going to start incorporating my planner in because it doesn't start till July. But anyway, I don't know that I actually have a favorite quilt pattern. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any quilt patterns that I've sewn repeatedly, and besides a 4-patch, which is simple, I've sewn a lot of 4-patches because they are simple, but anything that involves a sawtooth star is my favorite quilt pattern because I absolutely adore the sawtooth star. Actually, I'm looking at one that's right back here on the wall. That's just like a little wall hanging. That's a 4-patch and a sawtooth star. You know, it was in the first quilt to sew with me that I did. I designed the quilt and we sewed it together. So there's my questions. I'm not gonna add. Oh, I could add a question. Let's add a question. Question number 13. Do you have animals? And do you allow those animals in your sewing room? I do. I have animals, and the doggy door to go outside is in my sewing room. So they kind of have to be in here. So yes, I'm going to add that question. So question number 13 is, do you have animals? Do you have fur babies? They're not just animals, there are babies. Do you have fur babies, and do you let them in your sewing room? I do, because my fur babies are part of my family. They are. They're like my children. So even though my children are all grown up, you know, they're like my kids. I have one more thing to share with you guys. I splurged. I purchased this in one of the quilting Facebook groups. I'm not a big Facebook group. You guys, I tried a Facebook group to go along with this YouTube channel. I'm not a Facebook user. So that went by the wayside in a hurry. I did remove the group because I do good to keep up with this. And I was adding too much to my plate. So I did purchase this in a Facebook group. I got an AccuQuilt. I have a Sizzix. I do have a Sizzix machine, and I do have dies for my Sizzix, and I can use AccuQuilt dies in my Sizzix, but they don't work well. I'll just tell you that. I don't have, even shimming it, it still doesn't want to cut well, and I can only cut 2 layers of fabric at a time. So I found this. Her name is Amy. She has been fantastic. She has been a phenomenal person. So Amy, if you're watching this video, you're awesome, sister. So I'm looking forward to using more dies in my quilting to help cut the fabric and all of that kind of stuff. And it's heavy. It is heavy. So I did purchase that in one of my Facebook D-stash groups that I belong to. So I'm all the time looking, you know, for a good deal. So I got that for 1/3 of the price of a brand new machine. And like I said, I already have dies to use with it. And it came with a die. I mean, she had a kitty cat die. So can't wait. I want to do some raw edge applique. And I think that kitty cat die would be perfect to use for it. All right, guys. So this video is already over 30 minutes long. And I got to figure out who I'm going to tag. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you who sent me your love and your support and your understanding. I love each and every one of you. Have a fantastic evening, and bye for now.